congratulate you and President Davis on your victorious election. We are so very honored to have you here at my little party.
It's our pleasure, Mrs. Huntoon. You know, it's times like these when men need to enjoy themselves whenever they can.
Why, that's just what I was telling James. Although I think he was enjoying himself a little too much at President Davis's reception a few months ago. Some of his friends thought it was right funny to get him all liquored up and into a discussion with the president.
Yes, we heard about it.
Some men have no more sense than a June bug. I wish you and I were running the war. Why, it'd be over in no time at all.
Don't you think that'd be a little difficult in your hoop skirts, ladies?
No more so than in those hot uniforms our men have to wear.
James, darling, why don't you come over here?
Excuse me.
Why don't you offer our guests of honor some of that wonderful champagne from France? It was the last we could get before the blockade.
I am so honored that you could join us. We have not only the election to celebrate, but also the panic in the ranks of our enemies.
Panic, sir?
Why, those fools in Washington are so busy pointing accusing fingers at one another over their last defeat, they may tear each other apart and save us the bother.
James, dear, let's not talk about the war.
Oh, yes, yes. Let me have the honor of serving you some of that wonderful champagne myself before my colleagues from the Treasury drink it all up. This way.
Mr. Bent, sir, I wasn't at all sure you'd be here today.
I don't believe that for a moment, Mrs. Huntoon.
I presume you've made good use with my money.
That champagne you're serving, it's getting everybody inebriated. Came right off our ship, yours and mine.
Shh! I told Vice President Stevens that it was the last we could get before the blockade.
Man's as gullible as Jefferson Davis. Believe anything he hears.
I suppose I should see to my other guests.
Ashton, when are you gonna see to me?
Soon, Mr. Bent, very soon. In fact, the minute you're ready to discuss my profits.
I don't like to be kept waiting. I have little patience where women are concerned.
Well, Mr. Bent, maybe I shouldn't bother then. Because I like a man with a lot of patience.
Well then, considering all your attributes, patience may be a virtue I could make an effort to acquire.
But I think the effort is worth finding out, don't you, Mr. Bent? James, you remember Mr. Bent, don't you? Why, he was telling me the most amusing story about a man who learned to be patient. Mr. Bent, why don't you tell James the story? I had to see to my other guests.
You have a lovely wife, sir.
Thank you, sir.